Hello and welcome to another Tunisian crochet tutorial. Today we will be looking at how to make this placemat. So this is my festivity placemat. It is a Tunisian crochet project that is worked from corner to corner using a few colors. Very simple stitch pattern of Tunisian full stitch. So for this project I've used hobby rainbow cotton, and this is super fine yarn. So this is equivalent of fingering weight yarn. I used these three colors: green, white and red, and I used 3.5 millimeter Tunisian crochet hook, and this is from the Knit Pro Symphony collection. So without further ado, let's dive in. So we start this project on the left hand side corner, so this is here, and we will start by making a slip knot. You insert your hook inside. So at the moment I'm not going to use any extension on my crochet hook because I'm going to have a very small number of stitches on the hook, but if you are making the full size placemat, you will need a short extension for the stitches or loops not to slip off your hook. So first we will start with a chaining 3. To chain, you will need to wrap the yarn around the hook like so and pull through the loop on the hook. So this would be chain 1, and wrap the yarn around the hook, chain 2, wrapped around the yarn around the hook, chain 3. You will then turn your project around, and you will see there's a small bumps at the back of your chains, and you will insert the hook from front to back, yarn over and pull up a loop. So you've got 2 loops on your hook that corresponds to 2 stitches, and you will do the same for the last one, like so. And this is the foundation row in Tunisian crochet, or the row 1, and we've just done the forward pass. So Tunisian crochet, if you are a beginner or if you've never heard about Tunisian crochet, the rows are worked in 2 stages or 2 steps, and this is what is known as the forward pass, and then where you add stitches on your hook, and then you are working them off in what is called as the return pass. So we've just finished the forward pass, and we will work the stitches off. So we'll yarn over and pull through 1, and then yarn over and pull through 2, and you would repeat yarn over and pull through 2 until you have 1 loop left on your hook. And this is the end of row 1. On row 2 we start increasing stitches, and what happens with Tunisian full stitch naturally. Tunisian full stitch, if you were working in the rows and you want to maintain the same number of stitches, you will work the stitch pattern in 2 rows, and the second row would have an offset stitch. However, if you start working the Tunisian full stitch in every row from the beginning, you will naturally create an increase on the right hand side, and for the placemat to grow from the corner out, we will then add an increase at the end of the row. So Tunisian full stitch is worked between the stitches. So you will see when you look at your project that you have these vertical bars. So at the moment we've got 1, 2, 3 that corresponds to the 3 stitches that we've worked, and Tunisian full stitches are worked between these vertical bars. So I'm going to show you how to do that. So you will insert the hook between the stitches from front to back into the space, yarn over and pull up a loop. So that's first, and then you will find the next space between the stitches. You will insert your hook in there like so. So now we've got 3 loops on our hook. So we've increased 1 stitch on the right, and we will also need to increase a stitch on the left. And the way we do it is The increase I used here is under the back horizontal bar. So if you look at the top of the project, you will see that there are two strands of yarn running horizontally. So you've got the front loop and then the back loop there. Okay, so we are going to be increasing under the back loop. So when you start working the project, the corner does get a little bit tricky to work the stitch. However, as the rows progress and you've got increasing number of stitches, it will be progressively easier to work this increase. So I'm going to show you really slowly where to work it. So we locate the back vertical bar, we insert the hook under the back vertical bar, we will then yarn over, pull up a loop, and that's it. That will be your fourth stitch. And now we will work the end stitch. End stitch will be worked from this row number 2 onwards, the same until we start decreasing stitches. So you turn the work around, and then you will see that on the edge you have 2 strands of yarn, again one strand on the right, one on the left, that's the edge, and you will insert the hook under both of these strands like so. So you've got the 2 strands on the hook rather, yarn over and pull up a loop like so. So now you've got 5 loops corresponding to 5 stitches, and you worked 1 increase on the right, 1 increase on the left. So we will now work standard return pass. Again, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, all the way to the beginning, and that's all for row number 2. Now the instructions in the pattern say that rows 3 to 15 would be the repetition of row number 2. That means that you will start with the Tunisian full stitch from the first space between stitches all the way to the end. Then you will work an increase and end stitch, and this would be happening between the rows 3 to 15 inclusive. And then on row number 16 we will be changing colors. So this would correspond to this part of the project, which is worked in the white, and then we would change the colors and work the stripe in the red, work some more in white, then change to green, and so on. So because this part of the project until on the top edge here where we turn the corners is worked the same, I'm going to show you one more row of how we work the basic stitch pattern. Then I will work a few more rows at my own pace, and I will meet you in a couple of rows later. I'll show you how to change the colors. So I'm going to show you how to work the row number 3, which is again repetition of row number 2. So we'll insert the hook in the first space between stitches, which is here. From front to back, yarn over, pull up a loop. So that's Tunisian full stitch, and then in each space between stitches, like so. In the last space, we will then work an increase stitch and an end stitch, and continue with standard return pass, chain 1, yarn over, pull through 2, all the way. So you will then follow the pattern. You can find the pattern on my blog and in my Love Crafts and my Ravelry shops. The pattern is on my blog in full, so you can access it there. So you will continue working a few more rows. I'm going to continue working a few more rows. I'll meet you in a little while to change you how to change colors. Welcome back. So I worked a few more rows, and I've got my last 2 loops on a return pass of this row on my hook, and this is where you will add the next color. So you've got last two loops of the row number 16 on your loop, and according to the pattern instructions, you will then yarn over and pull through with color B. So the color B for me is this red. So I've got my red here. I will place the loop of the color on the hook, and I'll do the last pull through two in this color. And I'm now going to follow the exactly same stitch pattern as per row number 2. So I'm going to be placing the hook in each space between the vertical bars or between the stitches. So I'm going to work 2 rows in color B. In the pattern, each stripe is 3 rows, but just for the sake of the time, so I'm able to make tutorial quickly, I'm going to only use the color for 2 rows. And again, you would work standard return pass as per the white section, or for the section in color A if you choose a different colors for your project, and you will work the standard return pass. Okay, so I'm going to work another row in color B and maybe work a few more rows in A and meet you at the point where I'll show you how to turn the corner on the left hand side, because this is where we're going to basically create this straight line for your placemat, and you are still working diagonally, but from then on you will need to decrease along the top edge, because from the beginning here we created this increase on both sides. However, at this point you will need to turn the corner and work straight, and this will be achieved by working decrease stitches on the top. Welcome back. So I'm at a point in my project where I want to start decreasing on the top. So this is what we are going to create, this turn here. So from now on we will work until the next section of decreases on the right hand side of the project, where we're going to create basically this edge on the other side. We will start working return pass with the decrease instead of standard return pass. So just to recap, standard return pass is yarn over pull through 1, yarn over pull through 2 all the way. So so the return pass with a decrease is just working yarn over pull through 2 from the beginning. So turning the corner basically has got 2 steps. So one step is decreasing the stitch on the top edge. So basically the edge will run straight. So this is the part that we are working on the return pass. However, so in the project, just to intersect, this would be the row number, return pass of row number 38. Okay, so in your project, if you are following the pattern, this is what you would do on your row return pass of row number 38. So this is the first step. So one step is done on return pass, and the next step will be worked on forward pass of row number 39, and that is we will be skipping the increase that we worked just before the end stitch. Okay, and this is in order for us to maintain the equal number of stitches on your project. So what I mean is, so far we were increasing along this edge and increasing along this edge. So from now on we will need to maintain the same number of stitches. However, we are still increasing at the bottom edge of your project or at the beginning of your rows. So we are still inserting the first Tunisian full stitch between the first 2 bars. So you will, along this edge at the moment, you will still be increasing. So for us to be able to maintain the number of stitches, we'll need to work decreases on return pass and stop increasing at the end of forward pass, so that the number of stitches remains the same. So I'm going to show you the first step of working return pass with decrease. So yarn over, pull through 2, that's a decrease stitch, and yarn over, pull through 2 all the way. Okay, so that's the first step. And this will allow us to create that corner on the top left. So on my small swatch, I don't have 38 rows. On when you follow the pattern, you will have 38 rows. And now for row 39, we will start working as per usual, working Tunisian full stitches in each space, like so. It will be interesting to see which colors you would choose for your project, so let me know down below in the comment section. I'm always eager to know how you customize your projects and the patterns that I create for you. Okay, so now we are almost at the end of forward pass, which would be the forward pass of row number 39 for you. So we'll still work Tunisian full stitch here, like so. And now normally we would increase stitch there, but we are not going to do that now. So we will stop increasing stitches now and just work the end stitch, like so. And then again, we will work return pass with decrease, like so. Okay, so this is the point where we create the corner. So I'm going to just finish off this return pass to be able to show you that. Although this small swatch is not going to have the nice rectangular shape that you would see on my thumbnail, and this is mainly due to me blocking the project and also using laundry starch. So I think this was the first project that I used laundry starch for. It's really worth considering that for your placemats. It holds the shape really well. So as you can see, I created that edge here. So when I block it, I'll just make sure that the edge is nice and crisp to have really that rectangular shape. So as I explained, we will now work this section where we maintain the number of stitches, and I'll meet you at the next point when I will be turning the corner on the right bottom side. Okay, so you will then continue following the pattern, changing colors as necessary, so you will have further changes here while you're working, while you're maintaining the number of stitches between the bottom and the top. I'll meet you at the point where we will be looking at how to turn the corner here. So see you in a bit. Okay, welcome back. So now I'm at the point when I will be turning the right bottom corner, and again, as before, this will be happening at the end of the return pass, and we're going to be decreasing now at the forward pass as well. And this is for us to be able to now rapidly decrease the number of stitches up to the right top corner. So the first step, and this is in the pattern at the row number 66 on the return pass. We will be working standard return pass with decrease, so we will maintain that, working starting return pass as yarn over pull through 2. But now when we get to the end of the return pass and we will have the 3 loops on the hook, we will work yarn over pull through all 3 loops. Okay, and the first time we do that, we will turn the corner on the right bottom side. Okay, so from now on, and this corresponds to the row number 67, we will start working the Tunisian full stitch, the first Tunisian full stitch in the second space. So when I look at my little swatch, this first stitch is the decrease stitch that we've created just now with the return pass on row number 60, return pass of row number 66. So this would be the first space, and this would be the second space So we need to work the Tunisian full stitch into the second space. And when we start working the Tunisian full stitch in the second space, we create a decrease at the beginning of the row. Okay, and now we're going to continue working Tunisian full stitch all the way to the end of our forward pass, like so. So I'm almost there. Okay, a few more. Okay, now the end stitch, like so. Now we will continue working standard return pass with decrease, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2 all the way to the end, to last 3 loops now. So this we will be repeating from now on for the rest of the project. So like so, I've got the last 3 loops, yarn over, pull through all 3, and then starting the Tunisian full stitch into second space. So again, the first stitch here is decrease stitch, so we ignore this space between the stitches because that now counts as a 1 stitch. Now there is the first space here and then second space here. So we will start working the Tunisian full stitch into the second space, and again Tunisian full stitch into each space between stitches or between vertical bars, like so. To the very end. So I've got a few more spaces here, 1 and 2, end stitch, and again yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2 all the way, like so. Until I have 3 loops on my hook. Here 3, yarn over, pull through all 3. As you can see, we are now creating this right edge. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to decrease until I'm a few rows before the very end. So you will just follow the pattern from the website or from the pattern if you buy it, and I'll meet you towards the end when I'll show you how to finish off the project. Okay, so I am on the, right now I'm on the return pass of row number 102. So I've got only 5 loops on my hook, as you can see, and we will again work the same return pass where we first do yarn over, pull through 2, then we will do again yarn over, pull through 2. So we only do that twice, then yarn over, pull through all 3. This is the very top right corner. So we will then just work 1 Tunisian full stitch into the second space and an end stitch, like so. And we have only 3 loops left on the hook. So what we are going to do, we are going to bind off all the loops at the same time. So the last return pass, and this would be the return pass for row number 103, we'll yarn over, pull through all 3 loops. We create that corner on the top right hand side. You will then cut your yarn, pull it through, and you can weave in the end. Thank you very much for watching. I really appreciate all your time that you spent with me watching the tutorials or giving me feedback. I try to read and respond to all comments. If I haven't, so please forgive me. I'll try to get back to all the comments as soon as I can. So let me know, do you create your own decorations for your home, for different festivals, for different celebrations that you might have within your family? And as always, Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.